You alright, guys? Thought I'd do a roundup of today's game. Um, I know it's a bit late, probably for some. Um, but if anyone wants to come in, that's cool. Uh, yeah, it's been a crazy day. 3-0 down, back to 3-3, and then it was ridiculous. Oh, I don't get it. So where do we start? 3 goals down in 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, how do you explain that? To be honest, how? I really don't know how you explain that. To be honest, but yeah, it's crazy. It's just been one of those days today, I guess. But hey, so where do we start with this? We're gonna literally start right from the beginning. It was just a bad start, really, weren't it? So yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Tottenham really do this to us all the time, didn't they? They screw us over, expect to uh, allow things to happen just like that. But we just don't. We can't. This defence, at the end of the day, it needs to be revamped, and it needs to be revamped quite dramatically now. Oh, I don't get it. It's pathetic, to be honest. It's absolutely pathetic. But hey, I mean, there's not a lot that we can do with this defence at the moment. Well, let's see what we get in the summer, to be honest. I don't know how good it will be. But yeah, we'll we'll just wait and see. Well, hopefully we can bring in some signings, but I'm not going to be holding my breath for it though, especially in that defence or the. I mean, looking at it realistically, yeah, the time where we conceded to where we are now was from the beginning of the game to where we were. It was just dreadful defending. It was absolutely dreadful. But yeah, just don't get how the team started off like that, to be honest. But yeah, defending for the first goal was awful. It was absolutely awful. The first goal could have been defended a lot better. Yeah, so the first goal could have been defended a lot better, but so don't know where we go from there, to be honest. It just got worse and worse after that, didn't it? Really, the second goal, it decided it wasn't going to be much. The second goal was as bad as the first one was. Poor defending. There was nothing there to keep us from going 2 down. And then third, well, don't. Literally defending. It was all the defending was poor throughout the whole of that first 20 minutes. Yeah, okay, and then we picked up the pace quite a bit afterwards, but You can't be expected to start slow and then just build up into a game after 20 minutes. Like, it just doesn't happen. You shouldn't have to start off slow and then go quick, pick the pace up, because you're always going to be at a disadvantage at that point. And then you expect everything to go perfectly well, but you can't expect that. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be the best there, but then we get into half time. Well, no, because then actually before we go to half time, we actually had a good chance where Sonny hit the post, even though he was offside. He still hit the post, but Sonny shouldn't have been offside in the first place. But then at the same time, he was unlucky when he hit the post. So, to be honest, with Sonny there hitting the post, it could have been worse, but it could have been better. Then we get one back. It was good. The goal was fine. And then after that, it just got... we all then started thinking that it was all going to be okay. And we'll get onto the higher boot in a minute. But, yeah. And I'll discuss that with everyone after. But, yeah. So then the second goal goes in. All right, there's a bit more of a hope. Third goal goes in. Boom. You're back in the game. But then Moura has to deliberately, after we've got ourselves back into the game, Moura has to actually attack, doesn't he? At the wrong end. Why would you try and... where was it going to? Was it going to Forster, or was it just going round the back line? Nobody knows. The only thing that anybody knows is that it was it didn't go where it should have gone. Hey, but at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. But yeah. So then obviously that made that 4. But Moore was just a joke. And then in between all that, there should have been a red card before the goal to make it 4-3. It should that challenge was naughty. That was the naughtiest challenge I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, if people can say what they like, but if that wasn't a red card, then I don't know what you have to do to get a red card nowadays. And then there was that penalty decision as well that we should have had, that we didn't have. And that penalty decision should have been sent to VAR, but it wasn't. So, it's a difficult one, because you look at it and you say, well, VAR should have given it, yeah, but we should have taken our chances at the same time. But at the same time, you look at it, VAR's conned us out of a goal. Again, VAR just doesn't seem to... VAR doesn't ever seem to want to work in our favour. And I don't know why, it just doesn't. But I tell you one thing it does do. It does work against you quite a bit, and I don't like VAR at the moment. It's gonna take a bit of time to try and suck the suck up the what you call it. It's gonna take a bit of time to suck up the defeat, because that's a bitter pill to swallow, to be honest. But I think we're not going to get many more points this year. We're going to pick up probably 3 points from the next couple of games, yeah, but they're not going to be 3 points. They're only going to be points. They're only going to be 1-pointers. So our season's over. Our season's over. There's no way we're catching United. And there's no way we're catching hardly anyone else. But what I do know is one thing is that we are going to have to do what we can to try and pick up as many points between now and the end of the season. But I just don't see where we're getting the points from. Because we've got Palace, Villa, Brentford, someone else, and then Leeds at the end of the season. You know, where are we going to pick up? Where are we going to pick up any points from? Like 3 points? Because I don't know where we're going to pick up the points. I will actually quickly put the. I know how to do this, to put the link in the cheers. Thanks. It's difficult because obviously we're just trying to get the to the point where obviously we need to get these points, but I don't know where we're going to get these points from. Yeah, and it's annoying because obviously we need these points, but I just don't know where we're going to get the points from. I just don't know. It's difficult because obviously the points need to be got, but I don't know where we can get any of the points from. And if we're only 6 points, 6 goals away from turning it into a minus, it's a joke. I just don't know where because we got what, Palace next. We're not gonna win that one. That's gonna be hard as it is. Yeah, neither can I, to be honest. I can't. To be honest, being out of Europe would be not a bad thing, personally. Personally, being out of Europe isn't. I don't personally think is going to be a bad thing, but you know, I don't know. After hits, what do you think about the challenge earlier from Diego Jota? Because that I thought was nasty. That was as absolutely nasty as anything. Yeah, but Levy has got to go. Levy's got to go, definitely. He's a con man. All he cares about is literally what's he going to do for the area. And to be honest, that's not good for the club in the long run, and it's not good on and it's not good for the finances. But hey, you know, we just got to do what we can. Yeah, definitely. We'll see it as an achievement if we qualified for Champions League, and that's not right because realistically, Tottenham are a much bigger club. They're just so much better than what Levy's making us out to be, and it's a shame, to be honest. No, that's the thing. We're gonna have to push, and we're gonna have to push hard to try and get Levy out. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's a bit like what the Irish Hotspur has said. He's turned around and he said that we're gonna have to either we've just got to help support everyone that was doing it. Yeah, yeah, and then what the value gets higher, and then who's going to come in and buy us? No one, no one will come in and buy us. Yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't get how we can um expect to be have the price of the club rising and no one being there to buy us out. It's ridiculous, and I think that's what Levy wants in the long term, to be honest. Because what do you see, yeah, right, in the long term, right? The club not getting sold because Levy's prices will go up and up. Uh, Yeah, yeah, and but that's the thing. Hugo's got to go this year. He's got to. But the thing is, no, he never. Not once did he has he ever said, "We'll go and build a team around you, and we will um and we'll try and win something." He's not about that. Dyer's new contract will be coming. I know it. Langley. Oh, has he? What Langley's been announced as our new left centre back. Blimey, Jesus. Yeah, but Dyer's contract, we know. Levy. Yeah, yeah, and we can't keep relying on Kane because what happens when we rely on Kane? Yeah, but then it's what you were saying earlier. What's the point? FC, like he's just buying more properties just to try and get a bigger profit, and it's not going to be, and that's not fair. We should just get. We need to keep protesting, like we did against United, and if we don't, then it would have just been pointless because then he'll feel comfortable again. But what can we do? There's not really much we can do, is there, until he sells up? Yeah, definitely. I think he's given up. And the thing is, when your goalkeeper, who's meant to be your captain, that gives up, it's crazy. Oh right, I thought he had already been announced. I was going to say, what? I was, yeah, no. I mean, if that's the case, and he does get signed to the club, that'll be the worst. I mean, he's bang average. Yeah, I mean, Kane's got zero ambition, and that's because of the likes of Levy. You can thank Levy for that. Levy has literally sucked the ambition out of not just Harry, I think out of Sonny as well, personally. But you know, I mean, I'm worried about going into the game against Palace this weekend. To be honest, after what they did to West Ham, because that defense cannot handle anything. Can't it can't even handle. Yeah, Yeah, that's the thing. The hardcore fans are the ones that make the club. But then you could, but saying that what you said though, right? Also, the other thing that I can agree with you on with that is because he wanted the Super League, didn't he? Only a few years ago, and that's what has really annoyed a lot of fans. But no one wanted to protest then, did they? Really? I mean, not to the point where we are now. That's what's crazy about it. And it's the hardcore fans we need to be having on our side to get Levy out. And I think we've got quite a few of them on our side at the moment. I'm not sure all the fan base we could say. Yeah. I mean, who do you support? Just out of interest. Um, are you a United fan or? Yeah, that's the point. There's no domestic. Yeah, there's no money in the domestic cups, and if he don't, all he wants is the big money from the Champions League. That's all he cares about. He doesn't. He doesn't care about the FA Cup, and he certainly doesn't give a damn about the League Cup. Yeah, yeah, and all right, yeah, that would pay off the debt of the new stadium. That's the other thing. The new stadium that has got is nice, but the problem is when it comes down to it, it's we've got the we've got the nice stadium, but we haven't got the furniture to put in it. Oh, okay. So you are a Spurs fan. Okay, yeah, yeah. But Levy, I get where you're coming from with that, mate. Yeah, I get that. I get where you're coming from with that. But what do you think though? Do you think we'll collect any points from Palace over next weekend? Because I don't think we're going to pick up anything more than a point, to be honest. I only think it's going to be the 1 point, and that's going to be it. I mean, that's if we're lucky. Yeah, yeah. And Dyer, well, don't even start me with Dyer. Dyer is literally trash. That is what he is. He's trash. I mean, I don't even think he'd even make a League Two team, to be honest. League Two is actually too good for Dyer. That's what's really bothered me about this. That Dyer's not even a League Two player. He's literally a Vanarama National League player. I personally think, anyway. But yeah, yeah. I mean, in in reality, to get this team back to where it was, you think we? Well, you're more optimistic than me at the moment because I think it's going to be just a point, just because it's our defenders. Our Nah, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if we collected all 3 points. I just hope we're not in Europe next year. That's the most important thing, that we're out of Europe, and then maybe it'll give Levy a kick up the arse to say, let me sell up and let's get some new owners in. Hopefully, I mean, it might happen. It might not. But you know, uh, it's put. Yeah, Well, I think Levy's already milked him to the point where there's nothing left to milk out of him. It's like trying to milk a cow when there's no milk left to milk. And he's on an extortionate of like I heard the other day that he was on about 70 to 80,000 a week. And that's the other thing. He's on the players board as well. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we get. To be honest, this season's over with. And to be honest, I'm glad when this season's over with, to be honest, because this season's become far too much of where you rip your hair out kind of a season. I mean, yeah, yeah. The smaller transfer budget he can give, the better for him and for ENIC, because the smaller the better for him, and that's why I've always called him penny pinching Levy, because he likes to penny pinch. Like with all the transfer deals that he does, it's literally like how much money can we take off? You know, at the end of the day, and it's sad because you shouldn't have to. Yeah, he's an accountant. To be honest, if I would rather he sticks to doing what he's good at, being an accountant, than actually trying to deal with football sides. He hasn't got a clue what to do on the football side of things. It's crazy, and it's he doesn't know nothing about football. But what can we do at the moment until we can get him out altogether? It's going to be soul destroying. But hey, what can we do? We can't really do much about it for now, can we? We can only hope that we can get him out as quickly as possible. Personally, that's what I think. We need to get him out as quickly as possible. Yeah. And look how that's played out with Son this year. Look how that's played out for Son this year. It's not even worked, really, has it, if you think about it? Because Sonny's just not performed all year. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Son. Son's not the worst of players that we could have. He's one of the good. He's one of the very few that are good. Like him and Kane, I respect. Højbjerg, I mean, it's a bit iffy because he's getting slower. That's the thing with Højbjerg. He's getting absolute slow. But Kane's never had the pace, so Kane can go on for another 10 years. Son, he's what, 30? What, you don't think Kane's going to go anywhere? I hope not. I really, really hope not, because that would put us in the bottom half with like what? He's got 25 goals this year so far. But hey, I mean, what can we do? We can only hope. When and God, the last time we signed a top quality, I'd say, well, personally, I'd say when Berbatov was here, personally, but unless you can think of anyone else, I mean, I'd say Berbatov or even Robbie Keane. Personally, that'd be my personal opinion anyway. But that would be the last time. Yeah. I wouldn't even call him a genius. I'd call him literally a club legend. Personally, that's the way I see it. He's he it, and do you know what the funny thing is, right? With Kane, if he was not English and he was just any other country that made big stars, I don't know, say like if he was from France and he was what Kane and his name wasn't Kane, he'd probably have won about what 3, 4 Ballon d'Ors by now, maybe. It's because he's English, I think, and that he plays for a club that no one sees as a big club. It's like he gives it. They just won't ever give him it, and I think he should have had at least 2 or 3 Ballon d'Ors by now. Personally, I think. Yeah, I can understand that. To be honest, being an older fan, yeah, I mean, being an older fan, I bet this is probably killing you, isn't it? To see what Levy's doing to the club, it must be because I don't know how old you are, and I'm not going to ask how old, but if you probably remember like the good old days of the 70s and 80s where we were playing beautiful football. Yeah, yeah. Do you know that's the sad thing about it? Kane has never been backed, and he's never, and that's sad because like you would think because he's come through the youth academy. Yeah, yeah, and it's a shame because we're out of Europe. Everyone looks down at us and thinks, well, what's the point? What's the point in trying to even, whatever kind of thing? Like, it's like we don't care about what happens with English football now, let alone England themselves. Ah, okay. So yeah, you probably remember like the last time you must remember the FA Cup final back in '91. Bet that was probably that was probably the best time of your life, wasn't it? Must be something like must have been like your best memories of any decent team of Spurs being at the 1990 to 91 team must have been the best team you must remember at least because I'm 32 in November. Yeah, there was Hoddle, Waddle, Mabbott. Yeah, like Ozzy, Ginola, Klinsmann, and you can't forget one other person who was actually who I don't actually remember playing for, but I'm playing for us, but because I wasn't old enough to at the time, I was not really into football at the time. Was Teddy Sheringham as well? Another good little player he was, weren't he? In his heyday. Ah, so you got you're lucky then that you got the you got to see the team of the '80s. Yeah, so you got the best of the times. I remember my granddad. Well, my granddad was a long time Spurs supporter, and he was telling me about the 1970 61 double team, and that was they. He said they were the best years of his life. When he's unfortunately he's passed away now, but yeah, oh yeah, you can't forget Lineker. There was just so many that you can't even remember half of them, really, can you? Really, because there was too many of them that were good. But then they don't. The other thing is, yeah, right, that the players nowadays, yep, Sheringham, Carrick, um, Ledley King. You can't remember. You can't forget good old Ledley. Now that's when we had that's when we had quite a good backline. I personally think when Ledley was there, when good old Ledley King was there. Now I mean, well, at least he got a Lister trophy, I suppose. Ledley King, even though it wasn't the best of trophies, it was still a trophy that we have won. Clive Allen, yeah, yeah, good old Clive Allen, you know. But I don't know if we'll. I would love to hope we could get back to them that kind of era again with an yeah. And football was so different back then as well. Football was so different back then, and the thing is, Levy will never give full control, the manager full control of the club. He'll never give it. Yeah, Ledley, Defoe, literally, Berbatov. There was all they were all decent. All literally some. There was so I could like. I mean, even if you wanted to go back to like the Ozzy Ardiles era, there would have been Ardiles. Oh God, there was the other Argentine as well, Ardiles, and I can't remember the other one's name now. It's gone out of my head. Oh, what's his name? The other Argentine, Ozzy, and I can't remember his name. The other Argentine, yeah, Houghton, Chris Houghton. Sandro, I would have said probably more to be what's his name? Dembele. Dembele would have been better. To be honest, compared to Sandro, if you had to give me a choice between Sandro and Dembele, I would take Dembele any time of the week. Yeah, that that's why even when Levy made that statement in Cambridge not long ago, that was a laugh and a joke. That was when he couldn't even go and make anything clear. That was crazy. That was lit. Unless everything changes from the top downwards, you're right. Unless things from the top downwards get changed, then there's not anything that you can turn around and say will actually be, yep, you know what? Let's um make a whole big change and let's see if we can actually make a go of this. Because at the moment we're going nowhere. Oh, Steve Archibald's another one. Yeah. Just trying to think of. There's so many that you could name that I probably can't even think of at the top of my head at the moment. Um, oh, Garth Crooks, another one. Garth Crooks, but yeah, like, and that's the thing. They don't make players like they used to anymore. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. When it up to that point where the Champions League final, the only thing that really got my back up in that Champions League final against Liverpool, funnily enough, was the handball. Now, thing is, there's a part of me that still blames Musa Sissoko for that, but then there's other parts that don't. If that makes sense, because it was him that gave away the penalty, but then it wasn't the it didn't look like it actually was handball. Perryman, Mickey Hazard, Garth Crooks, like I forgot about Steve Perryman and Mickey Hazard, but I remember about Garth Crooks. But they were this club is not the same as it used to be, all because of Levy. But you know, mate, there's not a lot we can really do unless we get these owners out. I mean, I could reminisce. Like, you could probably tell me if God knows how many stories about some of the teams that you've seen over the years. Like, and I could just sit here and let you name them all off to me. Because, you know, I mean, if there's any stories that you want to tell, now's a good time to tell me, because I'm quite interested to see what Ray Clements, yep, the goalkeeper. Yep, Ray, good old Ray Clements. He was but he's better than the Rees anyway. I mean, even Ray I know that people say, oh well, Ray Clements was all good, but that was because he was playing on dodgy pitches. Rubbish. He could still do it. Well, he would have moved for the goal against Newcastle, the third goal against Newcastle. That's for sure. Like, we all know that Ray Clements would have moved for that one, but you know, but it's crazy. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get why Levy's. Yeah, it's not Tottenham anymore. It doesn't feel like it's Tottenham. It feels like it's yeah, it feels like it's a big hijacking by the board, and it's a shame because it shouldn't feel like this. It shouldn't feel like. Yeah, go on, because I've heard quite a bit about Gascoigne. I've never met him in person, but I've heard good things about what he used to do. So, and when he scored that goal in the FA Cup, I wasn't even born then. I was born in November, of that year, so I don't remember. So tell me some stories. I'm all ears. Yeah, yeah. They can only do what they can do behind a load of trash. Well, I like to call it trash. Yeah. Who would you like to see as your next manager, though? Because obviously there's rumours about Vincent Kompany meant to be coming in. Like, do you kind of agree with that? It should be Kompany, or do you think it should be the ex-Bayern Munich manager? Because I've heard a lot of controversial things going on about the See, I wasn't. Unfortunately, I wasn't around to. I wish I would have been around to see that sort of thing. To be honest, but I get where you're coming from with that. I've only seen video footage of Gaza. Like, yeah, I mean, Letitia. From what I never actually got to saw Letitia, but from what I've seen on the clips on YouTube and everything, wonderful player he was. But hey, like we always get these, we always get, and that's the thing, we always get linked with players, but they never seem to come. And I wonder why that is. I wonder. It's probably because maybe they see how much dross there is in the. Oh, I don't know about Rodgers. I just don't have a good feeling about Rodgers. Company, yeah. I mean, I can get behind Company. Like, yeah, Company I can get behind. Um, but mm, yeah. Well, I can tell you something that I know about Gascoigne. I don't know that not many people know. Um, but every time he took to the field, he instead of that being water in his water bottle, it used to be alcohol, and that's probably why he was as why it was as good as he was, because he had all the alcohol in him, and no one could touch him. Yeah, full yeah. And Levy doesn't like his hand. He doesn't like to be dictated to. Yeah, he'd only be coming for the money. Company though, I mean, I could understand it being Company any time of the week, but Rodgers, I would have said he when he took the job over from Ranieri, I can't say his first name, Claudio Ranieri or whatever. Yeah, so that's why I kind of think Company would probably be a good fit, but then we need to have. Mm, oh, you mean like that? Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Mm, mm, yeah, I remember like seeing on YouTube not long ago about when he cried at the '98 um semi-final in the World Cup. That was crazy. That was. Mm, I don't. I'd like to think that it wouldn't come to that, but yeah, he may do. But unless Company wants to come for the money, that if Company comes for the money, Oh, okay. I don't know too much about Ernie Slot, but what's his CV saying? That because I don't know too much. I can even research that myself and probably bring out a video on that. But was just roughly what's his CV saying? Because I don't know too. I've not seen too much of um, Arnie Slot, or however you. Mm, yeah, I mean, but I think a lot of people fell in love with Gascoigne before. Well, Spurs fans fell in love with him from years before that, but the rest of the world, yeah, I can quite literally believe that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, company what is a winner, isn't he? Yeah, I forgot. We don't do winners in this club. We only do a bunch of dross with with dross managers usually, unless it's Poch, and they're not. But obviously, we ain't getting Poch now, so unfortunately, we're going to be stuck with either. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So he's won a couple of things with AZ in Holland then, and now he's taking finals. Okay, and he's taken final to a couple of cup finals, and a few quarters. Oh, so uh, well, he's going to need to bring in his own defense then, won't he? Because if that's the case, because that you know, I'm happy with like someone who's solid defensively, but I just don't know which way it's going to go. Like it's it's difficult, but I mean, if Slot does a good job, then why not? I'll take Slot. He's if his CV's matching the profile, why not? Yeah, yeah, and not just that. Levy wants a yes man, doesn't he? Really, he just wants a yes man, no man, three bags full man. That's all he wants. He doesn't. He it's got the next one's got to be a yes man, but then he's also got to be able to work within a tight budget as well. And I'm actually surprised Conte even took the job, to be honest, and I'm surprised Jose even took the job, to be honest, because it's ironic that both Conte and Jose are winners, and they still couldn't win nothing with us. So it's a bit of a joke, to be honest. But hey, there's not a lot we can really do about that now, really, is there? To be honest, we can only do what we can do with. Well, I'm hoping Slot will come in and sort out the defence and have his own defence in, because that would be nice if we could get like a decent backline for starters, because that's what's affecting us the most is that backline. Personally, and well, it's not even a personal opinion. That's the opinion of about literally 62,000 fans in the stadium week in, week out. So I don't even know why I even went and said personally, to be honest. Yeah, and that's why we need to hit the pockets of Levy and literally not buy any of the merchandise that comes through the door. Yeah, it is. I mean, I wouldn't sit here and deny it. I mean, if I get top four and I earn 15 million a year, and I was offered 15 million, then yeah, I'm not going to sit here. I mean, you'd be crazy not to, wouldn't you? Really? Like, that's crazy to think that you could earn 15 million just for not doing much. No, we've always been left short somewhere. Like whether it's up front, in the defence, or in the midfield. Or well, I mean, he wouldn't want the he doesn't want the what you call it. He doesn't want a strong starting 11, and then he doesn't even want a bench. He doesn't even want a strong bench either, does he? So that just it makes no sense. Well, I'm comfortable. That's funny. Funny you say that because I'm actually covering the window, and I'll be doing that once a week. Once a week, maybe, and then if there's a lot of demand for it, I might cover it twice a week. But I'm gonna start off by covering it once a week, squatting off all the rumours. So that'd be interesting to see how much bullshit he can come up with on why we couldn't get this player because he wants to penny pinch. It's true. It's true. He'll come up with whatever bullshit he wants, and it's gonna be the same week in, week out, and it'll be like that throughout the whole of the summer transfer window. And then when we get into the January transfer window, it'll be the same thing again. So I don't see how we can really make a change, really, unless we get him out. Yeah, it's true. I agree with you. It's money. It's a money maker. And a football club shouldn't be a money maker. It should be to try and get as many trophies as you can. Yeah. No, of course. I'll keep that all in mind. Obviously, definitely. I'm not gonna forget about the key points, but I mean, it'll be. I mean, yeah, penny pension, penny pension FC. Oh god, yeah, that's brilliant. Oh, does he? Oh, okay. I didn't know that he had journalists on the payroll as well. Interesting. So he wants to pay the journalists more money than he does actually want to pay the money for the big bucks for the big players. Interesting. Brilliant, isn't it? Oh, interesting. It's funny, isn't it, how he wants to pay the journalists a lot more than he actually wants to pay out for the football team. Yeah, I mean, isn't the highest price for a season ticket now? That over that is, I know it's over 1,000. It's like 1,200 or something like that for to renew your season ticket or something extortionate like that. And at a time like this as well, that's what makes it even funnier, right? Well, it's not funny for the fans, but it's funny for Daniel Levy, isn't it? Where the cost of living goes up, but then he still expects people to pay the highest prices in the Premier League. I don't get what the hell he's thinking. Now it starts to fall into place now. Interesting. Brilliant, that is. So you've got an owner that's actually likes to hire his own journalists just to lie to us all. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That is. That's beautiful. But like when I do my transfer, when I do the transfer rumors once a week, I will be going live for that. So oh wow, up to £2,000. Jeez. In a time like this, when the cost of living is hard enough as it is. Jeez. That's extortionate. For the corporate box, that is extortionate. That is ridiculous. That means he's got enough money to literally fork out for a whole good team, and also he's got the money to even fork out for a good bench as well, but he won't do it. Jeez. That's crazy. So where's all that money going then? I'd love to know where all that money's going. Oh, actually, I probably do know where it's going. It's probably going on the area. That's the funny thing. Probably is, isn't it? Somewhere like that, or it's going on giving Dyer a new contract and Hugo a new contract. One of the two. Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. But hey-o. Yeah, and do you know what? It was like that with the with Willian, that Willian signing years ago. That was crazy. That was. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that all the hardcore fans are getting poorer, and the mega rich Bucks people are getting a little bit more greedier. Well, a bit like him then, isn't it? To be honest, he wants to be. He's getting richer and richer by the week. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. The money that we spend on that is going all the way through to the properties. I knew it would be one of the two. It'd either be signing Dyer up to a new contract, or it'd be going on the properties. So yeah, do you know what? That doesn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form. To be honest, that genuinely doesn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form. But you know, yeah, that's crazy. The properties. That is literally Like, not even where the money should be going. That should be, and then and then the concerts as well, and the boxing fights, and um the NFL. That money's probably all going on properties as well. Wouldn't that probably that doesn't surprise me much either. Yeah, yeah, and I can already hear what the excuses are, right? Why we couldn't buy them, right? Is because we wanted to get, it was too much. It was, yeah, yeah. It's like being on a farm, trying to just feeding the pig as much as we can, and then literally fatten it up before we send it straight into the slaughterhouse to get the best, or what they all think that the nice bit of bacon's going to be, or the next pork's going to be. When realistically, that's not how it works in football. Oh, so that goes on property and staff, right? Okay. Mm. I just thought it was going on properties only. I was going to say, well, where do the staff get paid from out of that? But now you said, now it makes more sense that the staff get paid by some way, shape, or form. Blimey. Well, I mean, I that so that the events that pay for are the ones that pay for the properties and wages. Wow. Oh, do you know what? Sounds. Dybala was another player who wanted to come but was asking. But Dybala was asking for too much. Oh wow. Yeah, because I always wondered why the Dybala deal actually fell through. Because I was getting excited for that deal to go through, and I was thinking, why is that not going through? But now it makes more sense. Like, just pay the guy what he wants, and that's it. Any other club would. Any other club would actually say, here you go, take the wage, get the shirt on. But no, not Penny Pinching FC don't. Penny Pinching FC say, well, no, we're going to cut. You're only getting half of what you want. Yeah. Well, we all knew Lucas was leaving at the was going to leave, but then and that's going to be another thing. How long's Richarlison going to be here for? Is he going to be here for 10 years? Because you never know. It could end up being like that. Yeah, yeah. Well, we all know how much support there is for Son because he was on when we went out to South Korea. Everyone was literally there, and they was all clapping for him. That's that's bonkers. But you know, I don't get it. I genuinely don't get why Levy would just brand everything. Why has everything with Levy got to be branded? I know it's to make money, but I mean, apart from making money, why has he got to have everything brand? And that's another thing. Why have we not even got and Wow. Yeah, well, Kane's one of them. Kane's definitely one of them. But that's another thing. What's happening with the stadium rights, naming rights at the moment? Because yeah, brilliant. Yeah, 1 goal a season with Richarlison. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna help, innit? 1 goal a season. So then, where's the other goal coming from? Nowhere. Well, let's see how much Levy actually cares about the club when we're in the championship, then, shall we? Because I think then he'll start crapping himself at that point. I think he'll start crapping himself at that point when we're in the championship if Kane leaves. That's what's worrying me now, is that we're gonna we're gonna lose Kane and Richarlison's only gonna score 1 goal a season and then it's gonna send us down to the championship. That's what makes me really petrified, to be honest. But sometimes I've got to sit here and laugh about it because if I don't, I'm gonna cry about it. But did he had it? Yeah, he did. He actually got his head on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's crazy. He did get his head on it, but like, and it was actually quite a good goal from Richarlison, to be honest, being the first goal of the season. But yeah, he did get his head on it. I mean, it did come off him, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what else he could have done with it. To be honest, I don't know what else he could have done with it. But yeah, yeah, he got his head on it. It's beautiful the way that he got his head on it, but he's got to do it on a more consistent basis. And then Kim Min Jae Levy shouldn't be bothered about whether it's overshadowing Son or not, because at the end of the day, Son's a much better player anyway. And they play in two different defenses. But what he hasn't realised, where Levy's really mucked up there, is that we'd have more support from South Korea if we had them both in the team than if we only had Son in the team. And that's what's scary about it. The marketing for that would go skyrocketing right through the roof. So I don't know, but you know, we just have to see from here what happens after this season. I mean, I can't wait to get my teeth into the window, but we will. Like I said, I will be having the Irish Hotspur on. Oh, nah, he won't. He won't give us anything near to what Kane gives us anyway. Definitely not. But it's crazy. But I am having the Irish Hotspur and Jack on this week at some point, hopefully, if they've got a bit of time, if they've got any time out of their schedule. But it'd be nice to have a pre-recorded video with them to get their intake on everything. So it's going to be really interesting that we'll see what they think about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, David Harris. Yeah, he's going to be on with me at so hopefully sometime this week with Jack as well. So that should be something that will be pre-recorded because I'm gonna be dealing with it and it'll be out the same day. So that'll be something that you'll be able to watch on this channel, and hopefully I might even once I've got a bit of free time, like after at the end of the summer window, I might even get them back on to see what they think, how the window went. So it would be nice to see what their intake would be on the window personally. So it'll be David Harris. It'll be the Harris Army and the Flat Cap Army, hopefully coming over sometime this week to want to watch the video. I won't obviously be watching it because I would have done it myself, obviously, with them. But I will probably watch it. Oh, okay, right, yeah, that's fine. Well, yeah, I mean, I can do that. That's fine. I'll probably be on the go whilst I'm doing it, but yeah, but it'd be it's like I said, it's going to be pre-recorded, but once I've uploaded it, I'll put a premiere up for it anyway, so it'll be done like that. So that'll be that's going to be coming out hopefully sometime this week, as long as they're both not busy. That'll be nice to see what that kind of reaction gets from a lot of people. So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully that it'll be nice to see how the see what the comments are going to be saying. Well, I've only just started this not long ago, so it's going to be interesting to see how many people come over as well. Like maybe there would only be one or two. Maybe there might be God knows how many, but hopefully there'll be quite a few. And with both Jack and Dave on there as well, it'll be interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm literally that. Funny enough, I was actually gonna get a pen and paper tomorrow and write down the points that I need to do like that, and then we'll go. I can because I know what I roughly want to start by doing. I want to go through certain points with them anyway. So yeah, I was gonna get a pen and paper and write points down, and I can go back on and see what was said anyway. So that'll be something. Do you know what? I will actually put some of the questions you've actually typed in the comment where me and you have had this conversation, and we can and I will go through some of these and see what they're. Yeah, I mean, is it just tapping on it to get? Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, so a bit like that kind of thing. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to get them to show me the ropes like properly because obviously being new to the scene. I mean, with both of them going to be here, they'll probably both. They'll probably both go through the what you call it, go through the ropes with me with it on a more personal basis before we get going anyway. Yeah, hopefully it'll go that way. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's like they've all, because with Dave, that he's always got a like, big up Dave Harris, like he's a legend. Ah, so yeah, just like that. Yeah, I mean, big up Dave and everybody like that, because they they're good. They're good to actually uh, take a bit of their time out during the day to actually take out the take some time out of the their day to actually even what am I trying to say here? They take some of their time out of their day to actually help. Like, big up. I've got big respect for both of them. To be honest, I never thought that they'd. Yeah, that. Do you know what? Like, the passion's always been there. I've been a fan for like since the age of 10, because before that I didn't really know what football was. Well, I did know what it was, but I didn't know like who to really support. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like nice to actually get into a what will now be, hopefully for the future, not just for me, but just for like my offspring, that they actually get to in the end see what this beautiful club can hopefully return to. It's former glories where there's a load of trophies, because I genuinely don't think there'll be too much that we can actually see during our time at the at the at this club. Yeah, that's why I literally upload one video a day, and I probably should do more than one video a day, but because I'm just getting to the hang of it, if there's obviously more, like, I look on the internet to see if there's any news that could be worth covering, but if there's not, then I won't cover it. But then usually I always have a gist of uh, what I need to do before coming on. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where I can take this, because like, I love Tottenham. It's just a shame that Tottenham don't love us at the moment, to be honest. Because if Tottenham loved us as much as I love Tottenham, yeah, I'll hope. Just literally, it will just take a bit of time, but you know. But right, I'm gonna end the stream up here now, though. What's the point, FC? Because I'm getting a bit tired. Thanks for coming in, and thank you for supporting and giving me advice and everything. That is much appreciated. I hope you come back when I go live next, and I hope if you did like what I was trying to get out, even though it was a bit mumbled, yeah, then you can check the other videos out below. Hit that notification bell. And anyone that's not been in this live that wants to see this live, hit the comment, hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Until next time, we will catch up again at some point. Levy, you the twos, we the ones. Enoch out. Peace. Night. What's the point, FC? Hope you had a good one. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace. And thank you. Night, mate. That's fine, mate. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for your support, though. Yeah? Much love. Night. I'll speak to you later, mate. Thank you.